Good afternoon. My name is Sam Jordan, and I am a former Ashbrook Scholar here at Ashland University. I am joined by the Associate Professor of History and Political Science, Dr. Joe Griffith. And today we're going to be giving you an insight to the professor himself, into the Ashbrook Scholar Program and into the academies through the lens of a professor. So Joe, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Sam. I am a professor of history and political science. I also help run our classical learning program, which is one of just a few in the country that is seeking to prepare students to teach in classical schools using great texts and other primary source documents that tell the story of the United States, of Western civilization, etc. And then I help direct the Ashbrook Scholars Program, along with a few other of my much more respected colleagues.
Awesome. And you were recently cited in 2 amicus briefs?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Would you care to explain a little?
Yeah, sure. So my research is on the right of parents to direct their children's education. And I had written a few chapters in books, a peer-reviewed journal article, a law review article, and one day a friend reached out and said, "Hey, did you see what was before the Supreme Court today?" And I had been following this case, but 2 amicus briefs before the Supreme Court in the case of Mahmoud v. Taylor, from just this past summer 2025. Wow. 2 amicus briefs cited my research on parental rights, specifically on the Anglo-American common law approach to parental rights. So in the writings of William Blackstone, the preeminent English common law statesman of the day, as well as numerous American authors. And then maybe most interestingly for me, also my research on how the abolitionist movement in the United States before the Civil War and after the Civil War cited the right of parents to direct their children's education as one of the primary ways that slavery violated the natural rights of enslaved people. So there are, as early as 1820, in the 1830s and 40s and 50s, abolitionists are making the case that slavery is unjust, specifically because it violates the rights of parents to direct their children's education. And then after, or at the end of the Civil War and after the Civil War, Republicans in the 38th and 39th Congress, as they were debating the 13th and 14th Amendments, draw from this decades-long argument about parental rights and explicitly say, we are passing these constitutional amendments in part in order to protect the parental rights of free men and women in the South. It's really exciting stuff. I'm glad that it got some traction before the Supreme Courts, and it's really just quite an honor to. Yeah. I mean, I'm a kid from Medina, Ohio, just up the streets, and it was really cool to get that email and have a friend say, "Did you see this?" Yeah. So thanks for asking about that.
That's brilliant. I mean, I guess continuing on from you're from Medina. How did you end up coming to Ashland and then coming back to Ashland?
Yeah. So as you're saying, I was a student here myself. I was an Ashbrook Scholar back in the day, and I chose Ashland because I thought that there was no better place to study primary source documents and great texts in order to better understand what America is than the Ashbrook Scholars Program. There are other programs out there that are also good, but I just loved the conversational aspect of the classes that I sat in on. I loved the way the students seemed to be, and that it turned out was true, were friends, and that you could disagree wholeheartedly with someone
Yeah.
in class, and
Yeah.
maybe you've
Yeah,
experienced
I
this
have.
too.
I have.
You can disagree wholeheartedly and debate from the text and apply it to your life or to contemporary politics.
Mm.
And then at the end of the class, go to lunch together and be best friends with the person you were arguing with.
Yeah.
I saw that it was a special place, a special community of learning. I wanted to be a part of it. And so that's why I came as a student a while back, and then I was just thrilled to be able to come back here. The professors in my time here, some of them who are old and are still here, helped shape who I am as a thinker, as a man. I mean, I think even as a parent and a husband, and I wanted to try to continue that legacy for students today. So I've received so much from them, and I wanted to pass that along to
It's
students.
amazing. Yeah. No, Ashbrook has definitely helped me to develop my own authentic understanding of how I'm thinking and not just
Yeah.
what to think. You know?
Yeah. So, my professor back in the day said, an education is what you have after you've forgotten all the facts.
Mm.
So the point of education, I think, and definitely the point of the Ashbrook Scholars Program, is not to stuff your head with facts, but to equip you with the tools of learning so that you can think for yourself.
Yeah. No.
You'll forget the facts. 20 years from now, when if unless you're like me and in the classroom constantly, you're going to forget some of these facts about the Battle of Waterloo, or when the Declaration of Independence was signed, or what the 5 members were on the drafting committee, or Woodrow Wilson's justification for the League of Nations at the conclusion of the Great War, right? You're going to forget some of these details, but really it's the process of charitably interpreting these texts and engaging with them, understanding them on their own terms, with other people, with peers and the professor, that really shapes your mind. And that is what an education is.
Wow. Yeah. I have a lot to say about it, but I will quickly move on to the next question. If you have an idea of what class has been your favorite to teach here, would you say?
My favorite class to teach. It's hard to choose. I suppose I'll just pick the one that I'm teaching later this afternoon for the sake of it.
No.
I love our constitutional powers
Okay.
class, which is about the structure of the federal government and the way the different branches of government interact with each other. James Madison in Federalist 47 suggests that it is the way our Constitution separates powers that is distinctive in American politics. It's not elections, it's not the term of office, it's the way the Constitution designs these institutions like Congress so that it can deliberate. We want a Congress that can deliberate, a legislative branch that thinks and moves maybe a little more slowly than other branches of government, because we think that laws are more likely to be just and moderate if they're not the result of a spontaneous, haphazard decision. And we empower an energetic executive, not just to avoid bad governments, but to enable good government. We want the person enforcing the law to be energetic, quick, prompt, with firmness, acting with firmness. And same with the judiciary. So we design the judiciary to be independent so that it can be impartial. I love the idea of separating powers, not just to avoid tyranny, but also to empower good government. And so this class is about the way Americans throughout our history, and specifically the Supreme Court, has understood that principle of separation of powers, for better and for worse. Because I can't pick just one, I'd say that my other favorite class is the introductory level political philosophy class. We call it Understanding Politics. So I have the huge honor of teaching about half of our Ashbrook scholars in a political philosophy class. It's the first semester here, and it is so fun to read some of these great texts like Plato's Republic, where we discuss justice, or Xenophon's Education of Cyrus, where we talk about like nobility and the problem of civil unrest and disorder. It is so fun to
awesome.
jump into these texts with these students.
And I guess similarly with the separation of powers, I'd say it's very similar to what I began to understand about my education, that it's not just these separate courses and subjects that I'm taking, but they all help each other to create a more well-rounded understanding, and to not just base my understanding in one aspect of a specific topic or a specific area, but a more complete and whole understanding of all of these areas. Helps to grow my understanding of many different areas rather than just individual.
Yeah, so in the lingo of the industry, this is an interdisciplinary program. In other words, we think that siloing areas of knowledge can actually be, not as helpful as approaching education through a holistic lens, right? You're a whole person. There isn't just a part of you that cares about what it means to live justly and nobly with other people, but like we have a history and political science departments. These things go together. We have professors in the departments who teach courses that ask questions about politics and religion, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the way this has been understood throughout American history. What I help run is the classical learning program, which helps students take what they've learned and think about how to teach it or how to apply it in a classroom setting as well. So you're a whole person. It should be a whole education.
And I guess that also kind of speaks to individuals who might be at Ashland University who maybe have never had an interest in the scholar program, who may be taking business as a major or economics. A lot of our minors pair very well with those majors. They help you to create a more well-rounded understanding of, for example, if you're a business major, a political economy minor might be a very good addition so that you understand the nature of the business that you're getting into and how to assess business or economics through a contemporary lens and why it is the way it is and how it's come to be. And I guess that brings me to ask about the academies. And maybe a student who's never thought about taking there's so many academies, a CSI investigation or studying Abraham Lincoln, Rome and the Greek civilizations. There's so many of them, the making of the atomic bomb. And someone who may not have even thought about or wanted to look into those things, how that might completely or drastically change your understanding about yourself. I myself, I came in as a sports communication major, and I ended up changing my major after taking an Ashbrook Scholar class. And so I wonder if you have any thoughts on high schoolers who may not necessarily be overly interested in politics or history, but might want to give it a try.
Yeah, that's a great point. Don't think about education only as a preparation for a career. In the digital age, in the age of AI, it would be, from my perspective, unwise to go to college simply as training for a job, that with how much the economy is in flux, the job might not exist in 5 years. So it might not be the best use of your time and money to think of college only as a way to prepare for a career.
Yeah.
Instead, I really think that this is for thinking and asking questions about what it means to live a good life. And so one way we can ask that question is through the lens of political science. We can look at how different communities over time have attempted to promote human flourishing and maybe to some extent succeeded or maybe failed. But also, the questions that we're asking are just human questions. So you do not have to be a news junkie.
Yeah.
If you are, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But you do not have to be a news junkie to fall in love with the study of great texts and other primary source documents, because they're human and they speak to the human condition, not just about the latest news cycle. So yeah, we in the Ashbrook Scholars Program, we have majors and minors. I tend to think you'll get more out of the program if you're a major, but certainly if you prefer to have a criminal justice major or a music major or a chemistry major or business administration, our minors pair really well with that, and that's because we think that this is an education for you as a human being and as a citizen, not just for your career. So along those lines, as you mentioned, we offer a bunch of Ashbrook academies. Any college or university worth its salt will roll out the red carpet for you if you come and visit. Yeah. So my advice would be, first, don't go to a school unless you visit it. Moreover, don't just sit in on the classes that they let you sit on. Ask for specific classes in the area that you're interested in. As best as you can, take the university out for a test drive. When you step on the gas, what actually happens, right? Because universities, including ours, right? We'll put on some makeup, we'll doll ourselves up, we'll make it seem like everything's perfect here. Every college will do that. If you can, take the college out for a test drive. And I think that the Ashbrook academies that we offer in the summer, on a huge array of topics, Supreme Court, Abraham Lincoln, American history, crime scene investigation, psychology of good and evil,
studying the Bible,
the Bible and the human condition. Yeah, this is a good way of earning college credit and also taking the program out for a test drive. Is this something? It's kind of a low-cost way of seeing if this would be a good fit for you.
No, definitely. And with pretty much all of the academies, we do offer scholarships for them as well. So that's just something else to put out.
I've heard this, yes.
Yeah, just to put out there. I guess, do you have a specific academy in mind that you're most excited for this summer?
This summer, I am most excited to teach maybe true to form.
Okay.
The Supreme Court. I am very excited about our course, The Supreme Court and the Constitution. We'll be talking about some free speech issues, always a lively discussion. We'll also be talking about the Fourth Amendment and its to the extent to which it protects American citizens from unlawful searches by the police. We'll talk about presidential authority in times of war and other emergencies. I think I'm most excited about the Supreme Court class.
That's awesome. And the academies aren't just about the education. They're about, as Dr. Griffith said, it's about experiencing what university life might be like at Ashland. And it's not just the classroom discussions, but it's the friends and the memories that you make whilst you're here. The week-long courses are a great opportunity to make friends for life, and friends you might meet and eventually come to the college with. And so it's a great way to start and set up and to understand what it's like. With that in mind, do you have a favorite memory from the academies at all?
A favorite memory.
Or a particular class or a student's comment or...
Sure. Well, I mean, there's many classroom moments stand out, but I guess I'll just mention that I've enjoyed playing volleyball with students at the end of the week. There's kind of like a night where we can blow off some steam.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that. We blow off steam frequently throughout the week, but one of the nights,
No, that's awesome.
I try to come out and play some volleyball.
Yeah.
Spike it on some students.
Interactive, let's just call it. No, that's great. Yeah. I'm pretty good with all the questions that I've asked you. I think if there's any more information that you'd like to divulge about the Scholar Program or the Academy, then feel free to. But
I mean, no, I think that covers it.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to teach students how to read, write, speak, and generally think clearly for themselves. So I think it was actually last semester, I remember writing on a student's paper, like, excellent work, in parentheses, I disagree. And the student got a great grade, even though I don't think I agreed with his take, his interpretation of the text, but he was able to justify it with reference to the text. And I think that's, I'm not trying to praise my own my grading or anything like that, but I think it's kind of rare to have intellectual curiosity and openness, not only allowed but like encouraged. Go figure this out for yourself, and I'm here to help. Your friends are here to help. Your peers are here to help. And it's not like there's no meaning at all in the text, but I want it to be yours, not mine. It's yours, because this is your education.
That's perfect. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you again. Thank you, Dr. Griffith.
Thanks.